let's continue playing Dwarf Fortress. Right, first thing I really should do before I let them get a bit too far with this is to stop them digging out all of that, because this is the area I'm planning on flooding. So we don't particularly want them to do that now. What I'm also going to do is make sure this area is wider, because I'm planning on putting levers here. And I'm going to have to remember which lever's which, because I have accidentally, while doing a little flooding thing, used the wrong one. Which is highly amusing right up until the point it really isn't highly amusing. Oh dear. Anyway, once that's done, I think we want to actually get... we'll make these double wide at both ends. We want to get some of our workshops online. Okay, resume. Let's check on the progress up here. Running out of trees to chop down. I think we'll designate some more of those. Sorry, just checking something here. Ah, it's bamboo. Oh. Anyway, chop down some more trees once you get down to it. We're not going to run out of logs anytime soon, but it's a bit disappointing that there aren't more of them. And that's sand, isn't it? Yes, it is. Right, what I'm also going to do is find the point roughly in the middle. Say that'll do. Now, we're going to have to dig and find some stone. There we go. So what we shall do here is downward stairways. J. And then we want up-down stairways. A few of them. In the hopes that, and one more, we don't accidentally, actually that would be the worst thing that could happen, we find an underground cave. Because things come through there, and sometimes they're... Nope, oops, return to the game. Thank you. And they're not always nice. In any case, sand isn't a bad thing to find. Can lead to glass making. It's not an important thing by any means, but it could be useful. Certainly I don't have any dwarves capable of doing any crafting, glass crafting anyway. Right, once that's dug out, I think really looking at the way I've set it up, I should probably do the other one. Ah, well. Let's just wait for the miners to finish their jobs. Have we got all the plants? Yes, you have. The herbalist has all these plants. So let's gather some more plants up. Actually, let's just check something. Because of course our farmer is our beekeeper. So let's set up a hive. And let's set it up. Let's set up the hive network around here. Quartz hive. What we should also do, which I haven't done, and it's a good thing I remember this now, is set up a refuse stockpile. This has got to be quite a way away from anything. So we shall set it up here. That's important, but let's set it up so that it's got, oops, it's not that, it's, nope, that's squads. That's the one. Right. So yes, it's a refuse stockpile. However, there's certain things we don't want there. We don't want, for instance, anything that's useful. Skulls, bones, and shells. Hair and... Arguably they're useful, but let's permit those for now. It's mostly skulls. Skulls, bones, and various other bits, and shells, which can all be crafted, so we don't want them particularly up there. Right, let's resume. So that's the first of the main storage areas done, by the look of it. Once they finish all of that. Okay, now I think we can put some things down here. We want to put there stockpiles. We want our first one to be... what do we want there? Furniture storage, I think, should begin. And go there. We'll fill the other bit in when it gets there. You don't want food. Stone stockpile, maybe. But it's important we don't get... it's important we adjust that one. Because otherwise we'll get any kind of stone in there. What you want is to forbid other stone. So it's just anything that's just useful or can be smelted into stuff. Another stockpile. This should be ammo, which can go there. And a leather stockpile. It's a small leather stockpile at the moment, but we'll make another one. Right, now that that's done, I'm going to have to adjust some jobs because I just realised what you two are running off to. Let's set your labour. I don't want you doing any hauling work. Well, actually, that's not technically true. Burial's fine. Refuse is fine because we really don't want any dead animals down here. But burial's okay. Refuse hauling's fine. Okay, that'll do for you. And similar deal with you as well. I don't want you doing anything that isn't really important. They'll do one item, of course, but then they'll just come back and do what they're supposed to be doing. Digging. You know, I'd like them to have finished that. But oh well. If they can get one of these areas dug out, what I will do then... is it too much to ask you make a 9x9 so I can make some actual workshops? It is too much to ask, I'm sure it is. There we go. Right. Buildings. We want to build a carpenter's workshop. And it shall be built there. Unfortunately, we've got to build it out of logs, which is a bit depressing, but meh. We haven't found any stone yet, so we can't do a lot else. Also, is our hive up and running now? Where did I put it? No, they want to build. Okay, requires wild colony or existing hive. Install colony when ready. Destroys the colony, requires jug. Do not gather products just yet. Yeah, so I have to split the colonies up, so I probably need multiples before I can do anything. Okay, we don't want to necessarily do that yet. But obviously we've got to wait for bees. Also, rather irritatingly, it looks like a log. Yeah. And there's our carpenter, who's off to build it. Once it's built... Right, now this is the important stage. We want to build beds repeatedly. We want to build barrels repeatedly. We want to build floodgates. I want to build 4 of them. Probably want to build bins on repeat as well. And is there anything else we might want? Doors repeatedly. So these are mostly storage items, and I suppose a couple of buckets will do. Right, get to work. So he will now repeatedly make items. What we also want to do now that we've got another empty space is to build a mechanics workshop. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with the mechanics workshop until we've actually dug out and found some stone. So we need to urgently now mine out the lower levels. Which thankfully they're doing now. That's stone. Okay, that's a good start. Waiting construction requires someone with mechanical skill, and unfortunately, the diggers are all the mechanical skill, aren't they? Not a problem, not a problem. I kind of wish they dug that bit out as well now, because... hold on. What kind of stone is that? Ah, no, that's good stone. We don't mind that one. It's probably going to fill up our stockpile ridiculously fast, unfortunately. But that's not too bad. We can make use of that. Let's actually, because they're going round, let's make the job a bit easier and do that. And in fact, that can be expanded another level. And that as well, once it gets around to it. They built that yet? Yes, they have. Right, we need rock mechanisms. 4 of them, probably for now. And then we're going to make some traction benches. So that will eventually get done by somebody. Hopefully. You're still doing that, that's okay, we don't mind that. And now that we've broken through there, let's have a faster way through. Alright, which one of you... Alright, you're the one with engineering. We're going to actually toggle that off for the time being, because we need mechanisms. We probably don't need too many of them, but we do need a few of them now. Fortunately, he's a novice, so he's going to be quite slow. Now that that's expanded slightly, we can actually add a stockpile for cloth, which we didn't have before, and we can have another leather stockpile, because you never know when we'll eventually get leather. Right, let's continue then. I think after he's built another 2, once he's built that one, I think we'll actually stop him. Wait for it to move. I'm rather irritated they can move diagonally through things, but I guess that can be sorted if I build walls. Right, let's turn mining back on. Right. Then want to build a floodgate. We want to build the floodgate here. We then want to build another floodgate here. We then want to build another floodgate here. Resume. We're essentially going to flood that entire area so that it can then... that was a mistake. Right. build lever, and we want the lever to be here, and then we want another lever here. Otherwise, we're going to have those dwarves stuck in there until they get really depressed. Come on, put the levers on. I've just thought I may need the dwarf with mechanics skills to do that. Where are you? There you are. Let's turn off mining and get you doing your thing. In fact, if you're just doing that, I can cancel your jobs for now. And that should hopefully get you doing what you're supposed to be doing. There we go. Right. Add new task. Link up to a floodgate. And we need it to link up to this one. What? No, stop removal. Add new task. F links up to a floodgate. Assign. I don't have enough mechanisms. You know what then? Let's get him out of there the other way then. Remove. There, you're free. Now we do need some more mechanisms then. We'll make another 6 and then we'll make the traction benches. Yep, that works. Right, now that that's done, let's actually build some stockpiles. We want a wood stockpile here. For everywhere except for stairs, because that will get confusing otherwise. And then we want a finished goods stockpile here. Again, apart from this little corner here. Right, do we have a gem stockpile? I think we might have. Want a weapon stockpile? Actually, do we want a weapon stockpile? Let's think about that one. Probably don't. Alright, let's continue. Right, so while he makes enough mechanisms to us to do what we want to do, let us then build that floodgate and hope that they actually remain in the right place this time. Actually, I might need to do it afterwards. Let's see if we can do this. Link up to a floodgate. That one. I don't have enough mechanisms. On the plus side, we seem to be making quite a few things here. What have we got here? Oh, that's all our finished goods from up above. I think now that we're at the stage where we can actually demolish this. So let's remove that. Have we got bees? I think we have bees. Ooh, we have bees. Okay, things actually working. Right. Alright, says colony for split. What I want to do then is build another hive. And I shall build it there. Now in theory, once the hive splits, they'll just go into both of them, and then I can actually have one producing and one splitting into the other one, I think is how it works. There is one thing that has been commented on. Occasionally, the bees will not. The bees will actually attack and get punched to death by dwarves who get stung. But the stings don't actually do too much damage, so they'll live. Right, we have a few mechanisms now. Do we have enough? Link up to a floodgate. Yes, we can. Now we're going to change the designation here. We want that to be removed. And just work out where it is. That's where it is. The floodgate's in place, so if we go channel here and resume, that will then flood in, and the floodgate will hold it. Now, importantly, remember that that floodgate is linked to that lever. Do not get that wrong. It is quite painful if we get that wrong now. Let's build another lever. This one is going to be for the other floodgate, which we should now put into position once it is linked up. I think you're done now, aren't you? Okay, let's do some things here. Since we know we've kind of already ruined the area around here, let's keep it constant. Right, so our factory floor's looking reasonable at the moment. Let's consider what else we can actually do with that. We probably need more wood, actually. Alright, there's quite a lot still up there they haven't quite gathered yet, so we won't worry about that just yet. Ooh, and they're starting to sleep. Now, we do have beds, but we've got nowhere to put them just yet. I think we need to start working on the barracks and the communal living quarters. So this is going to be the hospital, which obviously needs a link to the barracks because they're probably going to be more or less the same. And that will require a door there. That will require doors there and there. In fact, actually, no, that's the one they want. Don't want that one. Keep the central areas stable if we can. Right, we now have quite a few mechanisms. I think we've actually got enough. Oh, he's working on traction benches. We'll let him finish that one, because that's quite useful for our hospital. Oh, both of the hives now got bees in? Gather any products. Yep, that's good. That's good. Resume. Okay, I think I'm going to stop the video soon, because everyone seems to be going to bed anyway. Unfortunately, they're going to bed exactly where I don't want them to go to bed. Those two have fallen asleep on the thing there. Yeah. Do 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 do. Now they can't get to this, but let's make this stockpile set up anyway. This one's going to have special requirements, and then I think I'll end the video once this is sorted. This is going to have not animals. I don't want animals at all, really. Disable. We do want food, though. But we don't want any kind of food here. We want to block all, really. And then just permit seeds. Fortunately, they can't get to it. Oh well. I'd really like them to have actually finished doing the levers so I can actually do this properly. Okay, link up to not that one, that one. So we do need one more mechanism apparently. Needs table. Okay, we can't do that until we get a table. That's fair enough. Ah, he syncs up that floodgate. Do not use that switch now. However tempted I may be, I cannot use that switch. And that's the food stockpile, which he's now working on. Right, we now have a lever of doom. Let's not pull it. And that's the third one set up. What we now need to do is build a floodgate. And put it there. Right, once this is done, we can then get underway with building. Oh, don't put the floodgate in now. No, don't do it now. I knew there was a reason I didn't want to do it now. Building. Oh, no. Q. Suspend construction. That should do. Does leave it in the middle of nowhere, but it means he's not going to be trapped in there when I flood everything. Right. Ooh, and now that that's done, stockpile food. Now I'm going to importantly make this one, yes, it is going to be a food stockpile, but I'm going to have to arrange it so that neither of them have seeds in them. Or they don't by default have seeds in them. Obviously I can't do this just yet, because there's nowhere else for the seeds to go until I finish this. So that top area will have seeds up until the point I deem it not to require seeds. Right, now that's done, let's do that. Hopefully somebody will finish the job for me. Thank you. Right, so that is now set up. Let's now add a task to this one. Link to this floodgate, assign, which now means we can actually get this going. So add task, pull the lever, and let's see how this goes. Right, this area is now becoming flooded. Now that it's flooded, let us pull the lever again. Resume. Right, so the floodgate has now closed that in. This area now has a dusting of mud, which means we can now use it for farmland once it dries itself out. It will take a while for it to dry itself out, though. Right, I've twice said I was going to stop the video, and now I really am. Until next time.